Mark is a vice president at CACI Incorporated. He joined CACI in March as the client executive for Space and Naval Warfare Systems Command, its affiliated program executive offices and associated system centers. He most recently served as vice president and CIO at Cubic Defense Applications, where he was responsible for leading process improvements in engineering, manufacturing, quality assurance, and information technology across Cubic's global business units. Mark is a retired U.S. naval officer who currently serves on the School of Engineering Advisory Board for San Diego State University. He is a mentor at San Diego State's Zahn Center, as well as a board member of the San Diego Fleet Week Foundation and the nonprofit Cyber Hive Incubator. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mark Kohlheim.
Thank you. I'd like to start by thanking the San Diego Business Journal and the event sponsors for arranging and supporting this event. Your support allows us to celebrate the contributions of our region's information technology professionals. I'd also like to recognize one individual who diligently works every year to coordinate every aspect of this event, Linda Olander.
Oh, yeah.
Her tireless efforts allow us to gather and recognize our own. So thank you, Linda. As you can see from the program, the schedule is fine-tuned to the point where it rivaled the Oscars. So that I would not disrupt the agenda, I had to finish before the music starts. I will make my remarks in accordance with the rule of the 3 Bs. Be sincere, be brief, and then be seated. It is my distinct pleasure to be here today, and it's truly gratifying to be in the company of people who are top of their peer group. This year, the list of talented executives is very diverse across many industries and organizational positions. We have representation from educational, nonprofit institutions, as well as privately and publicly held companies. The spectrum of organizational positions represented has tremendous variety too. It was nice to see that the individuals were recognized throughout the organization based on their contribution of the objectives of the business. They were owners, presidents, CIOs, CTOs, vice presidents, directors, managers, were all in the pool of nominees. This made the selection of the IT Executive of the Year very difficult. It was clear from the submission of the executives that they were clearly focused on the organization's goals and objectives. The nominees were squarely focused on their primary mission, their teammates, who relied on the information technology to be in place, always ready and capable. The hard work and contribution of the nominees had a quantifiable impact on their companies and the regional economy. Recognizing the collective talents of the audience assembled here today, I realized that trying to tell you something profound about information technology would be a risky endeavor. Therefore, I decided to comment on a few key areas that should be of our primary focus. As information technology becomes ubiquitous, and we continue to move to a concept of an Internet of Things, where everything is connected and IT becomes more like a utility, analogous to the delivery of electricity or water, the role of the IT executive as a service provider must also advance to become the knowledge manager of their company. For example, as the adoption of cloud computing spreads, it will represent one of the most significant shifts in information technology many of us are likely to see in our lifetime. The function, and as it reaches a point where computing functions as a true utility, has great potential and promises we cannot even fully imagine now. There are IT evangelists who would like to move more quickly to the cloud, say that organizations can seize the opportunities to reduce costs, divest themselves of infrastructure management, and focus on core competencies. I believe this requires a more cautious approach, required to assess the risks as well as the rewards of shifting to the cloud. There are many variables that need to be considered based on the business, the regulatory, and security needs and functions that are being considered for cloud implementation. Should a business use a public cloud, a private cloud, or a hybrid cloud? These are very key decisions to every business. Knowledge of both the internal and external factors that impact the success of the business need to be evaluated by the IT manager as well as others in the company. As your organization's IT executive, it's incumbent upon you to understand both the technology and the business drivers for your company. This will require thought leadership and proactive engagement with your company's leaders. During this transition, unlike the past, the IT executive is a key broker at the company's decision-making table, and to be effective, we need to be savvy in our company's business as well as being a skilled service provider. Security is also an area that requires renewed focus and deliberate action. Corporate culture and policies are not always agile enough to support the time-critical decisions of cybersecurity. Systems vulnerabilities, supply chain, big data, data in the cloud, and mobile devices in the workplace will be the top threat vectors in the coming future. As IT professionals, we need to be ahead of this changing landscape or be overcome by it. Organizations must prepare for the unpredictable so they have resilience to withstand unforeseen high-impact events. Intellectual property can turn a profit or create a market advantage, but in an environment where cyber espionage is increasing, a full-blown cyber attack could yield a doomsday event for your company. The keys to each of our kingdoms reside in the networks, databases, and devices we depend on for access and business execution. We must have resilient-based approaches to mitigate this risk. The last area I'd like to comment on is not really technology-based. It concerns the workforce and its diversity. Most companies will have a vision statement that will include a phrase similar to, "Our people are our greatest assets." I believe most companies do very well in this area, but I think that we need to expand this definition statement when it comes to the IT executive. When we talk about diversity, most of us think about gender or race. I believe that we need to expand our perspective on this to include aspects of the workforce such as multi-generational diversity, diversity in background, as well as industry experience. As noted earlier in my comments, we have challenges and opportunities that require new tools and skills and innovation. While tools and skills are improving and developing every day, I believe the catalyst for dynamic change in the IT environment will be innovation. I believe that the IT workforce should have a diverse team coming from different industries and different work experiences to drive the innovation that is required for us to solve the complex problems we have in the future. In closing, regardless of the final outcome this evening, just being recognized at this event makes all the selectees a winner. So thank you.